Ladies and gentlemen, Hard Nosed Derby Podcast. Woof. Blizzard Bash. See everybody in South Dakota next year.
South Dakota bound.
Sodak, bitches.
I'm driving. Who's riding?
No, that was, there's going to be people who are like, why in the fuck would he have started it off like that? Well, we're going to unpack that shit.
If you watched any 5 minutes of Blizzard Bash,
It didn't even have to be 5 minutes. It could have been like 33 and a half seconds.
And
Oh, you mean that's what RDP got charged with, 30 seconds.
They got charged with something.
Well, here's my deal. We've promoted nothing on that scale. Whenever you're sick of doing something, stop. Mm-hmm. And that's what it looked like this weekend.
Yeah. We have always said, as the promotional side, don't put it in the hands of the promoter. But when a promoter oversteps that and puts it in his own hands, he adjusted the outcome of a derby when there was no reason to do it.
Not once.
Correct.
Several times.
Several times.
And honestly, sometimes I leave that up to him, like, man, maybe I'm being a little biased, or, I know that guy. Maybe I'm talking shit because I like that, that team.
Yeah.
There was some shit called against some people that I don't like, and I was like, what in the fiddle fuck is going on?
Yes. Thursday night, a lot. Let's start out with the good. It did start Thursday night. Really good heats.
Because there was a bunch of bullshit in the tech line.
There was some major. Well, I didn't say Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday night. National and qualifying heats.
They were good.
They were pretty good.
I went back and watched some of that. That was your Blizzard Bash.
Mm-hmm.
That was it.
Yes.
Like, that was what you're used to watching.
Yep.
Saturday is when all hell started breaking loose.
Yep.
In my opinion.
It started off, was it Wednesday with, it was either Wednesday or Thursday morning with a compact team. The entire team got loaded. I don't know who with the little Cartex. I don't know them guys. The entire team got loaded for the same thing that they have done the last 4 years, and the rules have not changed according to everybody.
Right.
Same rules, and it was a bumper mounting issue.
Right.
The entire team got loaded.
And it wasn't just a, hey, you shouldn't have done this. Here's how you can fix it. It was a fuck you, get on the trailer is what I understood.
Yes. Extreme ski, they went with 3 guys. It's not like Rhett Galui wasn't there, because I saw Rhett in the draw party.
Yep.
In the pit party. Something with his, they didn't allow him to change either.
Which, you hear a lot of shit, like, from our end. Because I didn't get out there this year. It was the first time I ever met the Blizzard Bash, not long.
See, you would have just been more pissed off.
I probably would have fought this evening.
Because you might have had just enough beverages in you to make you not give a fuck more than normal.
No, I snatched a cop up out there one year.
Yeah.
So what would have stopped me from snatching a promoter? But, from the way I understood it, normally you've got your retech and all that, and some of these guys are coming through there, they're like, nah, nope, load it.
Yeah.
I don't understand how you can even start something like that.
We have talked amongst ourselves, other promoters as well.
Well, we've had more than one promoter on this podcast.
Yes. It's just to that point where you're not working with drivers. You're not working with builders. You were saying, this is what's happening. If you don't like it, fuck you.
Right.
And really, that's spitting in the drivers and the builders' faces that are coming to your show to put on a show.
And you know, I am 100% down with talking about all this. A lot of what we've got is speculation, hearsay.
Mm-hmm.
Some of it, I did get to see, video. I was watching the shit.
Yep.
And a lot of times, if you're watching from home, you've got a better view than the officials do.
You get a lot of camera angles.
And I'm not saying that human error don't make mistakes, because you do. We're all human.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about what we're going to talk about today.
Yep.
I'm going to give my opinion, strong opinion, on what happened, what my thoughts are. If Tim Clark or somebody in that organization hears this and feels like I did not give them a fair shake, call me. I'll get you on here. Put you right there on the phone. I'll listen to your side.
Mm-hmm.
Prove me wrong.
That's right.
I mean, I'm not going to drop down and suck the backside of anybody's dick, but
They can do it to yours.
But I'm just saying. But I'm just saying that I will hear them out 100%.
Yeah. I do know a lot of the shit started in the draw party on Wednesday, on the draw show. Zach Johnson was very adamant about a bumper retech rule. Kenny Money's got up and explained, hey, this is all the shit's going to be happening in the barn, so we're going to give you 3/4 of an inch leeway, either or.
Man, Teddy could have used that half inch a few years back.
Yeah.
He could probably use more than a half inch now.
But on to the good side, the draws, a lot of the draws that we watched
There was some killer
were
head shit.
badass shit.
There was.
Just cool. One thing I didn't like to see, we all know on the national side, the first two teams out lose their spot. GH Graphics, PJ Snar's team made it through last year. They lost their national spot. But in that same token, I don't think PJ gives a fuck right now.
From the video I seen, if the dude would have been laid over that railing at the tunnel any farther, he would have been laying in the tunnel.
PJ's a little top heavy, kind of like we are, so I was
Well,
afraid he wasn't going to teeter with his
Have
big
you
ass.
seen some of the hashtags floating around? Because I'm dying. I mean,
Yeah.
I seen hashtag Sam Williams stole your show last night.
When it's self-inflicted, I have a real I have that. How do I put this? I have the I don't feel sorry for you hashtag.
No empathy.
None, zero, no empathy, no sympathy, no.
When you have a loyal tech and official that walks out in the middle of the track and throws their shirt on the ground and leaves,
Correct.
you've done something.
You done something. A dude who has stuck by them from one promotion company doing Blizzard Bash to the second promotion company that took it over and hung with them through any other bullshit, rule change, drama, week away from his wife, his kid,
Right.
to do this.
And this dude, I mean, by now everybody knows we're talking about Austin.
Correct.
That dude eats, breathes, sleeps Demolition Derby.
Correct. Talking to the dude who goes out and if he can't figure something out, he'll go out in his underwear to the shop.
Right.
And Taylor's like, what the fuck are you doing?
I had an epiphany.
Yes, I figured something out in my head. I didn't have time to throw on shoes or pants or nothing. So,
But you get somebody like that, and to piss them off to the point where they drop everything and roll,
roll.
that's saying something.
Yes. I almost texted him, but I was like,
I
you
don't
know
if I
what?
would have been on the other end of that phone call right now.
Yeah, I almost texted him and I started to type and I was like, you know what? Nope. I'm not going to bother him
He
tonight.
probably needs time to breathe. For a
Which
little
I'm not
while.
going to bother anybody on any of this shit right now, because
Oh, no.
the emotions that everybody's showing on Facebook, I couldn't imagine what you would get right now from a phone call.
Ooh. It could be one of those where it's going to have a warning label at the beginning. Or a warning label at the end. I mean, that's about the level that you're probably going to get into.
And you're going to get people that wouldn't even know how to express how they were feeling right now. That, it might just come out a simple "fuck them."
Yeah.
I'll never be back. You know.
No polite Gary Robertson fuck you.
Oh no, none, zero, and it was man, I felt for the guys because they worked their asses off, and let's start with this. Dalen goes through tech, national qualifying side, gets retech'd, gets a stick. Rod Bolt decides to exit, throw Rod through the block in the pan. PJ Snar's dad steps up and says, "Here, put this in." He goes to the trailer, gets a backup motor. All hands on deck, boy. I'm talking national dudes, light weld dudes.
Okay, so everybody's watched Looney Tunes, right? Mm-hmm. You ever seen whenever there's like chaos and shit, and then the Tasmanian devil rolls through that bitch, and there's just parts and wrenches and people and everything flying? That's what it looked like, because I was getting Snapchats from that whole mess. I mean, fucking skid loaders, wrenches,
Torches.
Shit was getting wild.
Yes.
There was at least 20 people working on
Oh
that.
yeah. Oh yeah. And that shows you the commitment of the Derby community itself, with the buddies. Some guys that haven't even been around Dalen and Cody or Allen for several years. Kyle Pudwitter. I mean, he was from the St. Louis area, and he decided he wanted to be an Iowegian. Move up there, and he was one of the first ones in there cutting torches, and we all know when if it's a full protector show, there's a lot of shit you got to cut. The pulling of the motor isn't that big of a deal. It is the everything to get to that scenario. But anybody who watched the show from home, PJ's dad, stand up as you get. He said, "Man, I love the Browns. They're great people, and I'll do anything I can to make sure that they run." So I want to give it up to PJ's dad. He's good shit, and that's what it is. So week before they leave, Cody's transmission goes out. Yes, Cody did make that his profile picture.
Pretty great.
He was waving. He was waving at Mr. Clark.
Oh, there's another son of a bitch. There's another action.
So we talked last week. Anybody who's got social media or Snapchat or something, Cody had a transmission go out. Cody puts tranny in it. Goes out. Dalen gets a stick. Dalen blows the motor. They go out and win Thursday night in the qualifying side. Dalen, tranny went out. So everything that they pulled out the night before gets to redo it again, except it's the back half instead of the front half. And then goes out, and they sent it again Friday night, made it through. Anybody who knows the Topeka Center, it's very trafficable, I think, if that's a word. There's a lot of traffic between the arena,
Especially right before that show starts.
and the pit barn. Very congested. Golf carts, cars, trailers,
Dumb fucks.
drunk ass people, or just normal people.
Yeah.
They're both dumb.
When you punish a person for trying to get to the tech barn,
God damn it, I knew this was going to come up. Mm-hmm. I knew he was going to have to talk about it. But a time is a time.
correct, a time is a time.
Leave earlier,
You can say that.
because if you're late at work,
You're not going to get fired for 30 seconds.
unless you do it.
Repeatedly.
Correct.
All right.
But that was the only time that any of them guys were late. Even after pulling a motor, putting a transmission in, doing whatever. 30 seconds. They could see them. It's kind of like going to the Wizard of Oz. You're going up to the damn Emerald House and get ready to knock on the door. Nope. We're not accepting no more visitors today.
Right, and I get it. That's one of those deals. It's shit on both ends.
So
like I said earlier today when we were talking about it, if they didn't have like a warning horn or something.
See, they used to have. You remember that
Right,
when
right.
Sam was there, you had a 15-minute horn, or you had somebody coming around saying, "Hey
Right.
guys, you got 15 minutes.
What if
Get your
my
shit
watch
back up
doesn't
here."
have the same exact time as your watch?
Correct. So we will come back to the part where the compact team that was told to get loaded, they let them fix the issue, and the entire team got in.
Right.
But you're not going to give homeboy 30 seconds.
It almost seemed from the start that they were kind of out
Uh-huh.
to get him. I mean, we
Correct.
talked about this, and I hate to say that because outside looking in, I didn't really have a dog in that fight. It just, man.
But I want fairness across the board.
Right.
You know,
Was there anybody behind him that got to go in, though?
I don't know.
See, that's what I'm saying.
You know,
Well, and what if he'd been sitting in a line of, 10 cars that were all pulling in, and then he gets up there and it's...
But is that what happened? Like, we
Yeah.
can sit here and what if
Yeah,
all day.
exactly.
And I get that shit. Now, the shit that we seen in the feature, that was pretty fucking cut and dry.
That wasn't a what if. That was
No,
facts are
that-
there.
that
They saw it.
Like,
yeah, I witnessed this.
and honestly, it didn't matter if it would have been RDP,
RPM Redemption, OTF,
yeah,
or OFT.
Crazy Islands.
Correct.
Like, what they got flagged for was fucked up.
When
If you've got a whole field bagging,
the entire field.
we've seen the shit before.
Oh yes, it was
Really
the
was.
normalcy of what
How it starts
we
out.
have talked. Me and you have talked. It is the most boringest shit you will watch at a derby until it gets down to about 8 cars,
Right.
and that's what it was.
It sounds like to me, like this is, and here's where my opinion is, and if Tim Clark hears this or whoever wants, to defend themselves, call me. Here's what I'm seeing. They see that shit's boring.
Mm-hmm.
They see, the fans shine away from it. Not everybody's into that shit. How can I speed this up?
Correct.
How can I speed this up? Well, and I'm not saying that they did this purposely. I'm just saying they seen, fuck it. That guy has been bagging. Break him off. After he's broke off, the shit's going to turn up anyway. So we won't have to deal with the next 3 people that were bagging. Was it a roll of the dice, unlucky call, or did he, these guys are fresh, first time they've ever run out here. They're going to the national side now. Like, those are your what ifs. That's where we're at.
If my perspective of it is, if you have got 8 cars left and they're all pretty much bagging, give everybody the warning, which is what happens. They usually all come out, throw it, they'll stick their head in somebody's window.
They'll just go to one car.
Correct. He went to one single solitary car.
Maybe he didn't want to walk across the track. Should have been there. Bigger guy too.
Yeah, beggar feller. It's just,
Thirsty?
that was not alcohol either.
It was a beer, heavy on the root.
Steven likes the root.
Root.
There was just too many variables, in my opinion.
Oh, fucking shit show.
It started at one point. It started now.
I mean, it fucking sucked.
Yes.
I hated it.
It did. It did. It did fuck them out of a national spot, but
After seeing all the shit that went down out there this weekend, did they even fucking want it?
I don't think so. We talked about RPM Redemption. They got back to the national side too.
Good guys over there.
Good dudes. LaQuas,
What do you think of that metric GM though? For reals.
I can't remember when he went out, but it was a bad bitch too, which Mr. Harrington's metric GM was nasty as shit too, and even on its top and mud packed in headers and all that good shit.
Aaron spent a good 15 minutes trying to get mud out of those headers.
It was a minute. It was definitely a minute trying to get that shit out of there. That's where I like those short headers. Don't have that issue.
Right.
Because every one that went on their top, they got full, were the 34-inch, whether Shoney's or Flowtex or something,
Yeah.
the big tube long bastards. We had some guys around here that went up. A lot of guys around here went over.
I hate that was the show they ended up watching.
I know.
Because a lot of those guys that I know that went out there, this is the first time they'd ever been out there. And I hate that for them because they didn't get the show that I've seen.
Correct.
They
You know,
get the
they didn't get
2015, 2016 shows.
Yeah, they didn't get anything like that. They got a mediocre at best show is what they got to watch.
I'm going to go ahead and say this. In my opinion, they got the Walmart version of it.
Yeah. Dollar Tree.
Real, yeah. Some of that Family Dollar / Dollar Tree shit. They didn't get the mall version, the middle of the mall.
Right.
They didn't get that. They got the second
There
rate
was
version
just
of it.
so much shit that had changed out there this year that one thing that didn't change though, we'll go ahead and throw this in there and get a little let's ride this roller coaster. Fuck it. Let's go on the upside of this for a minute. Caddy Nation brought the motherfucking house down.
Yes, they did.
Best driving out there.
Caddy,
For the light wells.
Daddy, Rob Hewitt. As Buddy has said.
Mr. Mason Larson did what
Did
he
what
does.
Mason-
Did what
Did
Mason
what Mason does.
Teddy, too.
That
I'm his #1 fan, by the way.
shut up.
I told him that.
That heat nasty.
Minute and 40 something like that.
Well, I snapped Rob while this was going on. I said, man, I'm finally off work. If you need me to bring a tire out there, I will.
Heck, Rob went out there with a flat
Oh, yeah.
Left
driver's
front.
side front.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, he told me, he said, whenever we impounded those cars, it had air in it. And whenever I drove it out of there, it did not have air in it. And I said, oh? And
Yeah.
he said, espionage is all he said. And I said, it was probably them damn kids with those wrenches.
Yeah. Yes. It's the kids with the wrenches. They just took the whole fucking wheel off. We had some SMS guys go out. Caddy Nation guys go out.
I did tell Rob, I said, I don't see that it really affected anything. It might have cut a few seconds off if the tire would have been out.
It didn't affect them whipping the shit out of their heat.
I asked them if they brought any touch-up paint with them because they could have had their cars looking like they did
Oh,
on
yeah.
a track.
Wax them bitches.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
All it did was scratch paint on their heat club. And their heat. All it did.
No, just on bumpers.
We have talked several times in that class, especially, when you've got a Caddy Nation, you've got an SMS, you've got the Pritchett boys with the Derby tees, and then you get ass kickers.
Well, and outsiders, dude.
And then the
showed up.
outsiders.
Dude, Dials jumped his car.
Oh, yeah.
You should have saw that bitch today.
Hit banana.
You should have saw it today.
I did.
It was 100% fixed compared to what that sumbitch looked like
Oh, yeah.
the night before. It was horrible when we were watching at the house. I mean, when you see roof buckles,
Well,
That's
he did have
bad.
somebody up there.
somebody was trying to get a piggyback ride. Jason went out probably about the middle there, somewhere in there.
I'm
But
anxious to see him stay in that light weld class because this was his first year in there.
for
after,
a minute,
after running, heavy shit.
heavy shit until the Capital Carnage when he would build back to the light wheel side.
But I'm talking in this team sense. I'm ready for him to get that dialed in. And that was
They
not
had
fun.
they had a good team. You get a couple Fosses, you get Dials, and then you get Tiny.
Which Tiny had some bad luck.
Yeah,
I mean, I watched Teddy via
push him
Snapchat,
back. That looked like about the most excited I've seen Teddy in a long time. Just for the simple fact that
Well,
those guys are close.
Oh yeah, well, he had Daddy wrote something.
But after the push back, there was a Caddy Nation sticker on the back of Tiny's car as well. So you guys are close enough to be able to fuck around like that. It's fun.
That's the real Blizzard Bash shit I was talking. Like that's
Yes.
that's that fun shit.
But normal fashion, it gets down to roughly the last 3 or 4 teams that are always there. Trey went out pretty early. I don't know what happened.
I'm not sure I haven't talked to him.
Car sitting there.
Do you think we'll see it next summer?
If there's a light will show somewhere, yeah.
Probably, because that car was cherry. It had to be something like mechanical malfunction with that.
Mechanical, electrical, something stupid.
Well, from everything I see, it looks like everybody's car looked.
Rob started to come up as a normal caddy would. He took kind of a weird, funky shot on the right front, and it tried to do a little bit of something. Teddy's left front did the same as Rob's right front. Mason's
Stood
was,
up a little bit, didn't it?
yeah. I mean, we all kind of know a caddy's going to come up, and then it's gonna
It's
find
gonna
its
do
home.
It's gonna
Yeah, it's
sit
gonna
there.
find its home. But Mason and that Vic was just. I told you before we hit the go button. That's the best I've seen them drive as a team. Usually they'll kind of be hanging out around each other, but one will work on another car and somebody else will work. As soon as somebody would go to a car, there would be one, if not two, of the teammates going after the same car. Showing daylight, the next one will feed it to them. Show daylight, the first one would feed it to them, and they did that several times to take out some really stiff competition. And then it came down. Rob got stuck in a corner or up on the wall. It came down to, I
Ted
think,
got
a
stuck.
Larson, and a Teddy P. And
You ought to see these memes popping up on Facebook. I'm 100% paying attention. Don't want to take anything away from the boys. You know, the local boys brought back the dub. But I mean, here's one of the 030 car that says letting the promoter know he's number one. Very colorful hashtag with that.
you're going to get these, I'd say, for several days here,
A while.
if I'm going to guess.
Hopefully these.
Yeah, 100% if I was Tim Clark, I wouldn't get anywhere near Facebook for a little bit.
For a minute.
Or maybe a window.
We already saw water bottles getting chucked out.
Water
Yes.
bottles?
Yeah,
You
somebody
wanna
threw a
waste your
water.
beers?
No, somebody threw a water bottle.
No, somebody threw a water bottle.
Huh, Jake Reed must not have been there. Jay Creed.
Yes.
Sorry, not Jake Reed. Not
Yes.
to be confused with 7X.
Apollo's brother. Creed. Caddy, was give it up to them guys. Caddy Nation brought home the happy checks.
I wonder if they have trouble finding a bank. They'll take those big
I don't think
checks.
so.
'Cause you usually got to have a pretty big bank.
Usually they get them, every other year, something like that, maybe a couple even in a row. So I think they have figured out where to cash them bitches. We're going to go to your favorite.
Oh, yes. No.
Hold on, curveball.
Hold on. Pump the brakes. Let's talk about this youth front wheel drive.
That's where I was going.
Okay. I'm good with that. And I don't honestly think we need to talk about the whole thing.
We just need to talk about the winner
The
of this
boy
class.
at the end of that bitch
Mr. Russell. I want to thank all the hot moms
that drove me
that drove me to
this.
doing this. That was
That kid's going places.
Not-
Probably not college,
But he's
but he's going places.
he's going to South Dakota. That's where he's going. He's South Dakota bound.
After that. I hope somebody pays his way to Sodak.
If there is not some type
We need
of,
to get him on here.
I'm gonna make him some stickers for free.
Yeah, the hot
You're getting
moms.
stickers. You're getting koozies. You're getting the 9 yards, buddy.
To even start that show, personal friend of mine. I've watched these two kids grow up
Pudwhacker.
But whatever, boys.
since they were little boys.
Oh yeah.
Blake and Tyler. Tyler knows where the skinny pedal's at, and that son of a bitch.
Hard little shit. Like, I mean,
Yeah. Both them boys, they run a lot of the youth stuff up around the Iowa region.
and I tried to watch it. I did. I tried.
Yeah.
I
But
tried.
when they're stopping at every 16 and a half seconds to pick up another bumper,
There were so many red flags.
that just, it kind of draws your attention away. And, we played a little bit of Uno with the kids.
That was kind
It
of.
was Tim Clark's fault. They were throwing all those red flags.
Yeah. But great show for those kids. Some of them the first time they've ever drove.
It was fun to say the least.
Yes, it was. Now we'll go to your favorite.
The
I gotta get a beer.
There were some guys around here that went over in the compact team side. Team A, right?
Derek Dudley, Reno, Blake, and then
Come on.
Mulder.
Eric Mulder.
There you go.
So,
Couldn't remember the last one. I knew three of them. I didn't remember four.
Dilligaff.
Bad luck.
Dilligaff, guys.
Tyler Pickens. That dude fucks, as Clayton Fernandez would say.
OMM guys.
Turpin.
Dude, they went out in their heat. Oh my God. Those guys, it popped up on my memories from 2017. Whether it was Jacob or Joshua, ejecto-cetoed that one dude.
That was the
They were
funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
all four of them dudes were laying shots like that in their heat. It was just nasty to even watch.
You know we're gonna be talking about this shit for more than this week, right?
Oh yeah.
So let's get as much as we can in this one, but because I kind of want, like, I'm gonna go rewatch this because I know I missed some stuff, but there is gonna be so much more to come in the next 3 weeks.
Yeah. Minnesota Madness brought home the win.
Rear wheel drive.
Rear wheel drive, camera rose, fucking shit up. Like nasty.
And you know, everybody made fun of Josh Gordon for running them. Granted, these guys are way better builders than Josh is. So he sucks.
Yeah, and, I mean, those guys don't run Ford 2.5s or whatever in them,
2.3s.
whatever them little things are.
Homosexual. 4-0.
There's a reason why I got this brought to light to me a few years ago when the Camaros really started getting popular. The Johannes boys would run them at the T-Bone. You know, they'd run their shit up there. And then you would start seeing more of them in Blizzard Bash, Carnage.
You've looked at them though, right?
Yeah. There's a reason why.
100%.
Just a smaller version of a C word.
Yeah.
Usually those guys kind of have the same shitty suspension.
Right.
So,
When Josh Gordon first pulled one in, I was like, fuck, I've seen this somewhere. Mm-hmm. Like, where have I seen this shit?
yeah, they're the same. They're just a little smaller version. Same way with the Crown Vic to a Ford Fairmont.
Right.
It's the same basic fucking principle on a smaller scale. That's all it is.
Let's see, with the Mopars, I mean, not trying to drag that in there, but
Correct. You know, the
Shockers.
shockers all the way down to your M bodies that you
Right.
really like. It is just a smaller version of it. You kind of get a hermaphroditic middle of the road.
I don't know if that was the correct pronouns. Him, her, they, she,
It.
whatever.
But he did not have the issue of losing steering components for it. And
And was wheeling the fuck out.
oh my, he was willing to piss out of it.
The one that had the open T-top, completely open T-top.
That was his teammate.
Yeah. He come out on the track, and the Derby Nation guys are like, look at the T-top. I was like, first thing in my mind was like, I hope he don't go over.
Which we had a classic car guy. Really, he is a classic car guy. Over at the house watching it with us, and he said, "Son of a bitch." He said, "That's one that shouldn't be derbied."
Oh, fuck.
That you know, that's kind of what people are wanting.
It makes the other ones worth more. Fuck it. Anybody that ever bitches about anything we're wrecking, they need to be thanking us.
Just
'Cause we're
thinking.
making the shit worth more.
The last of you had some mod singles, you had some light weld singles.
Now, I didn't get to watch the light weld singles. How did that play out? You have to give me a full.
I'm not gonna
recap.
lie, because I really didn't watch it either. It was 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. I was over it. I can tell you that the amount of mod single cars that hit the track was roughly a third of what was signed up. I think there was 8 or 9,
I don't even know if it was that many.
and I think they had 20 to 22 signed up.
Oh, thanks for getting rid of that stock class. Holy shit.
And not to take away from any of the builders, the only one out there that really looked like a mod car was Aaron's. That thing was
No, that one, the Mitchell dude who won it, That bitch was an old iron.
I think the
And it was-
Smurf-mobile was the best mod car.
You didn't. What'd it say? Smurf?
I don't remember what it said.
Dirt Smurf.
It looked like
Dude,
a
it looked like a hobo
full-size
stock car
in a mod class.
in a mod class.
And he was wheeling it
Well,
for a minute.
I think they were just being nice to not get him dead. Because if Aaron would have hit that dude, I think it would have just folded in half. Or Mitchell would have hit it, it would have just been horrible.
Aaron didn't have casters on top of his roof to keep going.
Well, Aaron might need to cut down his headers instead of running them big long tube bitches.
You got to keep the beard length and the header length. That's it.
Talking about beard length, I don't know what class it was in. The one dude come out right at the tunnel.
It was Mikey. It was Mikey Hobbs.
That was like the best look ever. Big old beard. Didn't even touch the bottom of the helmet.
Went right up under it,
Yep.
all the way down those chests. You know, them guys, they run around us, you know, so the feature that took roughly 2 hours, national side for $50,000. Final 4 cars came down to James Kitchell from Crazy Iowans, Chicken from Team Kansas, Chris Collins from XP Derby Products, and Jason Brzezinski from Extreme Ski. After roughly, I'm going to guess, an hour and 15 minutes, Kitchell was flipped over, put back on his correct side, and still wheeled it. Kitchell went out in 4th. He run it with no steering for a long time. Then Jason and Chris really started to work Chicken into a corner. Chicken had no tires left, but he still had steering. Jason had one wheel appeal steering, and Chris was about the same way. They finally got Chicken shoved in between some cars, and then it came down to them two for the last 45 minutes. They all got warned at least once to turn it up. But nobody's stick was broken off.
So you mean they got one more warning?
Yes, sir.
What?
Yes, sir.
No, that's not how they do it out there.
Well, that's how they did it out there.
It's different rules for different classes.
Yeah, something like that.
At least we're consistent on our fuck ups.
Jason Brzezinski pulled off the win the long way. They lost on Thursday night. They won on Friday, and they did this with a 3-man team to even start with. Colton broke a gear, I believe, Friday night from a Dana 60. I don't know where they pulled a Dana 60 gear out of somebody's ass.
Probably somebody's pickup out in the parking lot.
Yeah. Dude, that New Hoffman, he ain't no joke.
I really would have liked to seen RDP down at the end of that.
They were.
I mean, like I
On
know
the
that-
qualifying side?
Yeah,
They got third.
yeah,
they got
but-
third.
No, I'm saying for next year.
Oh.
I would
Yeah.
have liked to have seen them in that mix.
Yes. Man, they're, you
But
know.
when you take a butt fucking like they did,
Phew.
No,
No,
it was no
yeah.
spit. It was no spit. It was no lube. It was just raw dog.
Yeah.
They,
I mean, whenever you're consistently screwed as many times as those guys were over the weekend, it's got to be a little bit of a slap in the face to have built and done what they did for as long as they did to get to where they got and then be smacked in the face.
correct. Yeah.
Because they, honestly, what we were talking about on the national side, like those guys are good enough. They were ready.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm not taking away from ski at all.
No.
None. Not RPM, none of, like, I'm not taking away from anybody that won. I'm just saying if anybody deserved it. They put in the work, and the first year coming out there, they were about to break the fucking mold.
Yep.
They were an inch close to getting that national side chance.
In which we have said, I think we've said multiple times, there's guys around here that have never been went to that national level. You know what I'm saying? That they'll run some kind of bigger local shows, but not to that extent. Some guys asked, man, do you think they could do it? Fuck yes, they can do it.
The build was there. The driving style, I think they proved that in the heat. Because it wasn't like they drawed a punk.
Oh, no. Either time.
Right.
And that's what I told the wife. We were sitting there watching it, and
If he
The team
refers to her as old lady, he'll fight you for her.
the team that actually won it, RDP beat them on Friday night.
Right.
You know, so
And then beat the second place guys on Thursday night. Right?
yes, yeah.
So
So
I keep coming back to that, and I'll quit after that. I'm just saying that it fucking sucks.
yeah, and I wish there was something that we could tell them guys
There's
to make
nothing
it
you can tell
better,
them.
but there's absolutely nothing that you could do.
Take lube with you next time.
Yes, but like I said, I don't think there's probably going to be a next time.
We'll see him in South Dakota.
That's right.
Yeah, we'll see him in Peoria too.
He was there.
And then I think we'll see him in Pecatonica. And then probably Sodak, which is November 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, 2023, Grand Rapids, South Dakota.
And that is not deer season.
That is
No,
not-
that is not deer
not
season.
deer season.
That's a week before deer season.
Yeah. I'm telling you, there's that one hashtag I see, and it may hold true.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of hashtags. A lot.
There's a lot of FTCs out there.
There
And
it
I'm
is.
not 100% sure what that means, but hopefully I'll get that translated for me eventually
Something about maybe fornication.
with a certain promoter.
Yeah, something like that.
But again, I mean, Missouri brought some cash back.
And even the classes that they didn't bring the cash home,
They knew they were
they
there.
knew they was there.
And they brought the respect.
Yeah.
Might have got a little disrespected, but they got respect for.
And that will, that's on the compact side as well. You get the level of compact teams that were there, and Dillegaff went the long road too. A-Right, they went the long road.
Dude, the bad luck that come from those guys.
Oh,
I
my.
hated that. And I felt like Big D took a little bit of a fucking
We did.
Saturday morning.
Yes.
That's where it all started for me. That's
Yeah.
whenever I was like, what in the fiddler's fuck
Yeah,
is going on
That
here?
fiddle again.
he did. Fiddlers.
Damn.
Fiddler on the
I mean,
roof.
because I watched it. I've been out there in that driver's meeting. I can't see it changing that much. No holding.
While you got an old
had-
boy up on a fucking wall,
Oh, fuck, stroking him.
and he's trying to come off. You could see him in forward,
Yep.
trying to come off. And when the official is waving a flag telling you to back the fuck up,
In your face.
you should back
give
up.
him daylight.
No, none, zero, zilch. And I understand you're trying to take that team out. I
Fuck
understand.
no, I'm not blaming the other team.
No, hell no. I'm blaming that official that was standing right
Yes.
there.
Do your fucking job.
Yes. And if they don't want to back up, there's a real easy way. You have a radio that says
It
throw this
shuts
red
his bitch
flag,
down.
and you walk out and you break his fucking stick off.
Or give him that warning.
Yes.
The warning we're talking about. If I see this shit again,
Yep.
you're done.
Back up.
At least it'll give your crowd the justification knowing that you're trying to do something. Because I can sit there and wave a flag at you all night. Hell, I've done it.
Yeah.
90% of the time, everybody's pissed off. Drivers, fans, everybody. When all you had to do was stop that bitch and go out there and tell them.
That's it. One final warning, sir. If not, I will break your shit off, and you will go onto the trailer. I mean, yeah. But, well, let's give it up to Mr. Don Reno. That was his final time there. Mr. Blake Holtz, that was his final time there.
Yeah.
Team Octane,
Their final time.
that was their final time there. Mr. Kunkel announced that on his pre-derby interview. That was their last time. I don't know why. That decision was made before the entire clusterfuck happened.
Right.
I did like Mr. Pudwitter back in a Ford. Driving that bitch how I'm used to seeing him drive.
Neely.
He was making jump ropes.
He was mad. I don't know if you got
The post from this
Yeah.
morning, yeah, he was upset. I'm not sure the entire reason.
I'll get some more on that backstory before I bring all that up on there.
Yeah, something happened
Yep, for sure.
from a teammate.
Well, from what I gathered from the whole situation was the car was good enough to go back out there, and he was scared.
Really?
I don't know what there is, what the full story is on it. That's just what I grasp. That everybody worked their dick off to get that dude's car ready, and he wouldn't pull back out there on the track. He kept coming up with excuse after excuse when the resources were there.
That sucked for Blake
Yeah.
because he's done.
Uh-huh.
He's going back to drag racing.
He's going back to going fast in a straight line.
Yeah.
Which he does that quite often anyway.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
pretty.
there we go.
He's pretty fucking good at it.
Speaking of Team Octane, who was driving their imp?
Eric Floyd
That thing.
with the underglow
Underglow,
and that badass rear bumper.
fucking clean, and that back bumper, that back pointy. That thing.
Fanboy over here, he ordered a hat.
Oh, dude, you
I
got a
did
Team
order
Octane
it.
hat.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
But
You better put that bitch on a shelf somewhere. It might be worth some money with it.
well, they didn't sell big boy shirts, which is okay. But if I could have, I would have got a shirt. Cause
I ain't figured out how in the fuck anybody's gonna sell a hat that will fit your head.
large extra large flex fit works every time. But
That bitch has got the flex smooth out of the fit.
Hey, but if I could have bought the shirt, I would have. Because guess what was on the shirt? That fucking imp.
They, all four of those cars were beautiful.
Oh, every year.
I didn't see a team's paint job or paint scheme that wasn't.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Just pow.
Really like that white and gray.
They had that white and gray.
Yes.
That was clean.
Yeah, that was
thing,
slick looking.
The red and white ones, the Mopar crew,
Mopar Express, Jamie
That red-
McKim and them
that red and
guys.
white.
Yeah.
really stuck out.
You never know what they're going to be painted.
No, because actually there
they
was
come out
two Mopar Express teams. One was more of a black, flat
Right.
black, and then Jamie's was the red and the white. And that's the thing about Mopar Express. They have been out there. They've been there, done it. Went back home to their roots for several years and decided, hey, let's go back out. And they did. Represented real well.
They always show up.
They didn't fare very well this afternoon. I don't know what happened, but they brought out 4, and in about 5 minutes, they were down to 1 real fast. So I don't know if maybe they got hung up on a wall or what happened, but I will tell you, we spoke about this after the July show that we did in Shelbina about somebody veering out of a wheel or a bumper shot and feeding the door. I'm not hating on Mr. Markley whatsoever. Chad saw Booger coming on the B feature. Booger was coming at a very high rate of speed, and if anybody knows Booger, that's how he drives, at a very high rate of speed. Chad saw it coming. He turned. He gave Booger the door hard enough that Mr. Markley was on 2 wheels. They stopped it, checked on him, make sure he was good. And of course, that's how Chad works. I'm good. Get the fuck out of here. And they went about their business. Normal Chad, wagging, sedagging, doing normal Markley stuff. Fed him the door and never one time.
Didn't even bitch about it.
Didn't say a fucking word.
You ever looked inside that car?
It's right.
The car's set up for the door shut.
Yep. So where do you want to go from here?
Camping?
I'm trying to find something here real quick. They done a deal out there. I didn't get to see it.
Gannon Strong
Bingo.
Yeah,
was gonna bring that up.
$70,000 last I seen.
It was pretty close. $38,695, I believe, is what they raised for this little dude
In the auction.
just from the auction. No, that was just from the auction.
Oh, okay.
That was just from the auction.
A Bush light sign went for
$13,000.
$13,000.
It probably would have been 17 or 18 if that would have been a Miller Lite sign.
like half of Iowa was there, and we all know that most of them guys drink Busch Light. But what's cool is they passed the hat, and hats didn't work. So then they started going with boxes and totes. They raised another $28,000 in cash.
That just shows right there that us drunk, stupid rednecks, as everybody likes to call us, are more than willing
to help.
To just throw money.
every time.
Yep.
The owner of A to Z.
A to Z.
It's the first thing I auctioned off.
Yeah. It went for 5,500.
And this it was a G1 rear end, which is $2,700
Yeah.
for an A to Z.
Somebody gave $4,500 for a fuel cell.
$750 for an SMS
Yeah.
slider.
You know, that just goes to show you somebody's in that time of need. These dudes will go beyond.
We're here for it.
Yes.
Right.
These dudes will go beyond anything.
We're seeing this shit on the local scale as well as the big side of this. You will not find a bigger giving crowd than the Derby community.
Yep.
And I'll fight somebody to the death over that.
Yeah.
I mean, if somebody else finds a bigger group of people that'll give, fight me over it.
And if anybody's listening, that can get us Gannon's address.
Yes, we've got some stuff.
We want to send him some stuff too.
Not just hard nose stuff either. We got some filthy shit that
Yep.
needs to go his direction.
Yeah, I think we've got a couple extra crew shirts
I've got shirts, stickers,
kind of in his little
koozies.
stuff. So,
Probably
but
even get a little dude a hat.
yeah, if anybody can get us his address, which we're going to reach out on social media that way as well to see if somebody can get us hooked up so we can get him some shit sent.
And also, if somebody would like to get us a PDF of his sticker, we can probably get some of that thrown on some of our stuff.
Yeah. We're going to hit this right now. We have, we've had some people reach out, want to do some sponsor stuff with us. We have not had time to sit down
We're working on it.
and actually come up with a package.
Oh, I've got a package.
Tiny.
A very big one.
Hey,
Some of these guys might not be looking to spend a lot.
but it's a package.
We're working on it.
There is actually a link when you go to our stuff. You can do donations.
Which I don't know what you're donating for yet. So
Just donations to help us out. That's what they came up with. It's not something that we actually put on. When you hit a certain amount of views, you can do a one-time deal, or you can actually do it monthly. It's just whatever
we've
you
been
want to do.
talking a certain dollar amount for such ad, whatever.
Correct.
We're working on some of that stuff. Any of the donations, I promise, if you donate money, I'll put them to good use. I get thirsty. We can usually, like that would help with our travel shit for sure.
Oh yeah, yeah. That Joe Biden gas sucks going all the way to Carrollton, Illinois, or Ottawa, Kansas.
But I'm still here for it.
Oh,
whether
yeah.
you donate or not. You're still gonna have to listen to my dumb ass. Now, if the lights start flickering, we might start.
We got
asking for some
issues.
cash,
Here's some
but-
cut out here and there.
Which after my wife got told what she got told last night, I'm surprised I'm even breathing.
You tell. You tell.
You left too early last. Was it last night?
Yeah.
Or Friday night?
Last night.
Last night. Yeah, you left too early. She didn't. You did. I'm in search for a
New place to live?
no
Maybe.
Doghouse?
pre-97 Crown Vic is what I'm in search of.
Oh yeah, I remember that conversation. I was there for that.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody gonna.
Yeah, somebody's gonna get back in some shit and
There will
do
be
a
a-
little plan.
There will be a D7 sign coming your way.
Yeah,
I wonder who'd make that for you.
Justin Broadhead.
If I buy you a roof sign, are you going to put it on your car or in the back seat of your fucking truck?
Listen, I didn't have that fucker on my van.
Linda.
He'll put it on his new van
Yes.
that we just went and picked up this morning. How's that?
Oh, you got you one?
One got him another one.
Chevy Venture.
Chevy Venture. I didn't even have it home, and somebody's been already offered like 3 times to buy it.
Listen, Fernandez.
Kind
No.
of like that
No.
Kind of like a Lincoln of mine.
That thing's gone. It's been gone for 3 weeks.
He just don't know it yet.
You ain't been out to your house.
I didn't tell you that I told him to take it to Dustin.
I've got a cutout of where that Lincoln sat. Leaned up against the trees.
Looking like Blazing Saddles and shit of the entire city cut out in
I
cardboard.
guess, we could start doing one of those, like traders on, like they used to do on the radio.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we can start doing that at the end of these podcasts.
Yeah, who's been
Yeah,
on
this
Wilson's
is Stephen Adams out of Paris, Missouri, looking for a 76 Shocker, big show quality, looking to give that, that $600 to $800 range. His phone numbers.
Which
Just go ahead and get your phone number.
it was
That's what you're
conversed.
looking for,
I think
Ansel.
you do need to go look at a Cordoba
Yeah.
to see what kind of quality that thing is, and if so, then that can be your Peoria car.
Yeah. Which I may not even take them all part of Peoria.
I've got 2 cars.
It'll be a Lincoln.
I do not want a front wheel drive Cadillac, Si.
Oh, no.
No. Rear wheel drive.
It is.
Metro,
Cadillac Brown.
how I plan on driving it, can't do enough to it.
You're driving to.
Probably a forward drive all night long.
Yes.
That'll be the old Clay Fernandez forward and
So,
reverse.
are we gonna? Have to
My
call
back doesn't hurt near as bad if I don't twist.
I plan on running Peoria, and my drive style out there is going to be just like whenever I run a skid loader.
bagging?
If I can see out the passenger door and the driver's side, that's about as far backwards as I'm going to be looking.
So,
Because I'd even tell all those guys at work, I'm like, don't get behind me because I ain't looking
Correct.
back.
Yeah, I ain't looking at
Exactly what he said
shit.
when we were taking down the track at Paris for our last derby.
Don't get behind
He
me.
said, "Do not get behind me. I'll just feed you dirt. You move." That's his exact words. We're on, okay.
But, you
So-
know,
are we gonna tell CJ to strap you in like you used to strap him in?
I don't know if I would want a harness or not like that. It's, like I said, it's a lot easier on my back to drive forward just because of the twisting.
I'm still trying to figure out how to get my recliner in my car.
Why don't you
Hey.
set you up with a backup camera?
Probably be fucked up in about 0.2.
You
Yeah.
can put one of them ones like Dodge has that looks in the bed of them trucks.
Yeah, it's on the.
I can put it right up
back
where
door.
like the third brake light is, going pointing down.
Yeah, well, until somebody ends up
It's
up
just
there
someone
like
clears
Dial.
your back end and
Like-
just sits right on
Like
top.
some circle track drivers, get you a little spot mirror. Just put it right here.
Put or before somebody like Turpin ends up on your roof. Maybe pulls a T-Star, knocks the roof sign off your car.
If she buys me a roof sign, that would piss her off. I don't
Well,
think.
why do you
she's gonna
think
buy
mine's made out of 316?
That way it hurts their car and not his roof sign.
it. I was actually just thinking, just take the one that he's got on the van now and just put some shit on it.
That's a shitty roof sign.
That's a stout bitch.
Oh, yeah.
I'm surprised it ain't caved your roof in yet.
It's
Isn't that a borrowed roof sign that
No.
you returned?
I got
No.
told I can.
But there's a lot of stuff I'm just kind of waiting on rules, and it's one of those
Holy
we talked
shit.
about the other night was that getting that where are we going to go to get that fair shake.
Maybe across the river.
Oh God,
That might be a P Hill show.
fuck.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, hold on. You all want to hear this. This is all real time. PJ,
Oh shit.
No good.
7 minutes ago.
I'm calling out Tim Clark and Tim Clark Jr. to run Turkey Derby. Let's see if you're up to it.
Ruh-roh.
And then in the comments are getting good.
Cody Brown says, we will be there as well.
Somebody says, "Who can I sponsor?"
If Cody goes there and Tim Clark's running, Cody ain't gonna be sandbagging. Air quotes inserted there.
Down in the
No, that little fucker will be airbagging. There will be no sand in there anywhere.
There's people in the comments keep tagging Tim and Tim Jr. PJ again, grudge match.
That right there goes to show you. As soon as that track was even being cleared, I couldn't tell what PJ was actually saying, but
I
that's
could hear him from my house. When he watching the show.
that is when you stand up for your homies, without a doubt. And anybody has seen the internet. I mean, I've watched PJ Snar beat the shit out of a dude wearing a helmet.
What is PJ's dad's name? PJ Sharp's dad's name. Is it Phil?
I don't know. See,
can't
you're
remember.
talking about shit that we need to talk about after this.
Well, or as I say that's because if it is, he just put on there said, "I'll pay your way in, Tim Clark and Smokey and the Bandit, Tim Clark Jr."
And see, hey, hold on. I'm just giving them enough to go look at.
You're getting them all of it.
I
Can't give them all the deets.
didn't. There's still comments in between.
Oh, this, like I said, this is going to be a running deal for a minute.
Yeah, it is.
What, how you want to end this? What do you think? I mean, shit, we've heard Derek's back. Cy doesn't have a Lincoln.
You wasn't supposed to tell him yet.
You could suck my dick. and I'm not even going to be the one mad.
Hey, I'll give you your money back.
No, I'm not going to be the mad one, really. You better call Teddy and
Oh,
apologize.
he's still on cloud nine. He don't give a shit.
Teddy's going to be so mad at you.
He's still hooping and hollering there. He's
No, him and Rob are sitting at the bar all yeah, they're good.
No, well, I know what they're doing because I've been out there. That is Sunday night supper.
Yes.
They're eating a steak is what they're doing right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they've got 10 G's to.
Who do you think's buying supper?
Caddy Nation.
I don't know because after Paris, Rob said he was covering supper.
Uh-huh.
I bet you I bet you Mason's not covering supper. But Mason was ready for some water. He did say that. Which is the normal. We got the Snapchat of Rob sleeping in the stands. That's, the normalcy for Rob.
I don't see how he.
Bullshit. You've never been there.
I haven't been there, but that's what I'm
Now,
saying.
you can sleep in that motherfucker. Ask Tony.
With all of that noise.
She did it sober with modified trucks going.
I'm telling you, there's so much shit going on out there that day 2, day 3, you are beat.
It was day 3 at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I was just done.
day 3. That would have been.
I was sleepy
Saturday
in my
morning, right?
car pulling out there. I'm not joking. Everybody knows how excited I was to go run out there, how much fun it is to pull through that tunnel. I was fucking tired
Yeah.
by the time we got to that point of pulling out on that track.
There's a really good chance that next year that won't be an issue of running at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
It's one of them things, like you said, I mean, how deep is the rabbit hole going to go?
Right.
People in this community, in the Derby community, they tend to
Hold grudges.
hold grudges.
Well, it's not just that. It's not just that. Everybody's looking for the next big thing. We've talked about promoters phased out. We've talked about shows phased out. Maybe this is that time.
Possibility of just, sticking the Bash for Cash, the every other day Fair Derby in Ohio.
Yeah.
It might definitely go back to that.
I guarantee you they'll try it again.
Oh, yeah. They're trying it March 3rd and 4th. Capital Carnage.
I got something going on then. Not specifically that weekend, but real close to that.
Real close. And no, I'm not taking that spot.
To be continued.
Congratulations to all the winners, guys. Really, Blizzard Bash 2022, all the winners. Minnesota Madness, Caddy Nation, Extreme Ski. Jay Bro hadn't been there in a couple years, and him and Ryan, his team, back up, and they put in some
Why
work.
their name's Team Ski?
Extreme Ski,
Oh, yeah, I know.
yes, and the Hot Moms,
All the hot moms.
All
They'll
of them.
drive us to do this.
just all of them. Got any last words?
Good job to the cars and the better drivers going out there.
Smash it. Get a hold of us.
We
You've
wanna-
got some explaining to do.
We want to talk.
Make junk, boys.